What are negative keywords, and how do you negate keywords within Seller Central? My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy, and I'll answer this question in this video. First of all, negative keywords are a way for you to decide not to target a word. The reason why this would matter is because if you're using a broad match or a phrase match campaign in a manual campaign, or in an auto campaign, there is no phrase or broad matching, it's just everything. You may need to negate something that shows up in the data. So let's go in and demonstrate this. So here are some high ACoS campaigns that clearly need some negations. I'm going to target the first one at 390%. Now there isn't a lot of data on this particular account, so there may not be a lot to act upon, but it's what we generally would look at is, if you've got a high ACoS campaign, you start there. That's where you start your negating keyword. So what we do is we go into the ad group in question, right? So we got a campaign that's supposed to be targeting brand, and there's a bunch of different products that are added to this, and we go into the targeting, and we see the various keyword results, right? And this can happen from a variety of reasons, right? So like if you're bidding on your own brand, but something else is coming up, it could be that because your brand name is generic, maybe you're getting a lot of data. So that's kind of what's happening in this instance. So we're going to go over to the search terms tab. And in here, we're going to see the actual data used by the consumer to find the product via this ad. So I'm going to sort this data, and I'm going to sort it by the spend, because we're interested to know where most of the spend has gone. Now, in this case, $11 has been spent on the term D20 dice. We generally like to see about $30 in spend before we negate a keyword. So it's not really quite at our desired spend level, but in this instance, it might still be a valid action if we can look at the collective data. So if we were to look at the collective data on the left-hand side here with all of these search terms, and I had moved my video to the left side since the ACoS on the right-hand side was more important than the search term for today's video, we can get a general sense, like is there a general trend here where we're not getting conversions? So since there's only 4 orders on this particular ad group and campaign and only 75 in spend, there's not a lot of action to take here. This is all preliminary data. We're on a fishing expedition. But if we were to sort by orders, we would kind of basically see, okay, so they're getting orders off D20, 20-sided dice set, and D20 dice set mold. And so because of that, it's difficult to know whether there's any obvious negations in this particular setup. Now, I don't think negating the term D20 is the right move on this particular campaign. But as we look down the data, we look for other extrapolations, right? So the word bone kind of speaks out to me, or cheater speaks out, because these particular products are not made of that substance of bone, and the cheater one could be anything, right? So if we were to search this on Amazon, what comes up? Let's go check it out, right? Like, what do I really want my product to show up for this? And so let's see what shows up for this term. Is it a brand name? Is it a particular type of product that shows up? Like, what prevents them from cheating, right? In this particular instance, the third result here kind of gives me the answer to what I'm looking for, and these are actual loaded dice. So somebody looking for loaded dice would probably not be buying this particular product. So what we do is we'd go in and we'd take this term and we'd go ahead and negate it. So here's how to actually negate a keyword. Go over to the negative targeting tab and hit negative keywords and then type in the phrase. I recommend just to go ahead and do a phrase match unless you're just trying to target the exact. So a phrase would be a higher negation, in other words. So if you do a negative exact match, that's when somebody typed in literally this exact phrase, letter for letter. If you do phrase match, if somebody were to type in blue or green or something like that, it would still negate it. And we pretty much know we don't want to show up for the term cheater anywhere because these are not loaded dice. The other thing is I would also add a negative keyword for bone. Anything that's inside of not inside of our product that somebody might be searching for, they're probably not going to buy this product. So we're going to negate the word bone as well. So that's how you add a negative keyword. Now, the reason why this is important is because over time, on large expenditures, this adds up, right? So if you can negate words that waste hundreds of dollars, that's going to add up very quickly into the thousands and pay dividends. That's money you could spend in your budget in other locations. So I think that's the most important thing to keep in mind with negative keywords. Now, if you have a campaign that's literally just an exact match campaign, there's no need for negatives on that campaign. If you are doing a phrase match campaign, still probably needed, and definitely on a broad. Broad is the absolute most important campaign that you add negatives to, as well as auto campaigns. So those are the types of campaigns I'd go in and make sure you're adding negations. To show or demonstrate another example of this, I've switched accounts now, and now I'm looking at a glass product. So for perspective, here is the product on Amazon. You can see I'm not drinking alone, I'm social distancing. This is the #1 funny wine glass product on Amazon. 365-star reviews. Really big product, a lot of traffic, right? And if we look at the negative keyword placement, here are the words that I'm negating: metallic, pool, giant, gigantic, silicone, acrylic, and probably the most important one that I added was plastic. Move my video so you can see that. And the reason is because somebody who's looking for one of these types of glasses would not buy this product, right? If you're looking for a plastic glass, you're not going to buy this product. It's made of glass, right? So those are examples of when you'd want to do negations, because contextually speaking, it prevents wasted ad spend, and it allows your budget to go where it will work. Where, in this particular campaign, we want to focus on funny wine glasses or wine glasses that are made out of glass. So that gives you some ideas to think about. Now, of course, if you need support running your own ads, that is our #1 core service at My Amazon Guy. Just go over to myamazonguy.com. You can hit contact us. We have a lot of free information about advertising. Subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Check out our playlists with all the information about advertising. There's a lot of good stuff in there. We cover topics on every type of campaign type within those topics. There's usually a dedicated video for each one of these. So dedicated video for branding, manual, defensive, offensive, video ads, you name it. So be on the lookout for those. A lot of good information available. If you have any trouble setting up your own ads, hire an expert. That's the right answer. If you don't have a couple grand in ad spend yet, though, it's too cost prohibitive to hire an expert. So in those instances, just keep launching new campaigns until you've got some higher expenditures to make it worthwhile. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. We hope you check us out and subscribe for other content about how to grow your sales on Amazon.